Hey, it's Lee for On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with a NXT review for May 23rd, 2018. We start the show off with a tag team match between Heavy Machinery and TM61. Heavy Machinery dominate early. They use Thorne as a dart onto Miller, who's in the corner. TM61 do regain the advantage shortly thereafter. Eventually, though, Tucker Knight hits a vertical suplex on both TM61ers, and he manages to tag in Dozovic, who gets a nice hot tag. Dozovic mixes in the worm in between a bunch of kind of impressive throws. So Dozovic is kind of on this hot streak. He climbs to the second rope in TM61's corner, and he finds one of their towels, starts wiping his arms off with it, wastes enough time that Thorne is able to kick him in the face. Dozovic falls off the second rope. And then Miller takes advantage of this. He stacks him up for a pin, puts his feet up on the ropes, and Thorne holds his feet there again. So it's basically a repeat of their cheating from the last time they met up. And TM61 wins. So they're full on heels now. Good for them. They needed something different. This is kind of working for them. They're good at it. So I like this. It was the right result. It was the right kind of path to that result. It was good. There's a Bianca Belair promo, which is essentially a preview for a profile of her next week or something like that. It was strange. It felt like a preview of a preview. But in it, she basically mentions that she's the next greatest kind of female competitor in NXT, and I can't argue with it. She's super impressive. And then we get a video package for EC3. It's basically a video package / a bit of a promo of him. While he's sunbathing next to a pool. It just makes him look like he's a high-level guy, you know. It was exactly what it should have been. It was good. So then we get a match between Kairi Sane and Lacey Evans. Kairi Sane is very angry. She hits a really great dropkick right off the bat to open the match. Evans attacks Sane's arm in creative ways, I thought. Usually you see an arm attack and it's like ringers, all this stuff, but Evans did a bunch of cool things to it. There's an axe kick, spear, and kind of sliding forearm in the corner combo from Sane. Evans rolls out of the ring instead of kind of staying there and being the target of the insane elbow. Sane goes for a top rope forearm when Evans does get back into the ring, and Evans hits her woman's right, which is just a big old punch to the face. And Evans gets the win. It was a surprising win. I did not expect her to get this win. But I'm liking this feud. It's not bad. Sane wasn't doing anything for a long time. And Evans has crazy potential. She's very physically impressive. So I like it. And her promos are getting a little bit better. Good stuff. We have Kathy Kelly on the outside of the building. She catches up with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Gargano says that he's contemplated his future and he needs to tell the crowd what he's decided, what he and Candice have decided. And then we have a promo from last week, or not a promo, but an interview from last week. Birch and Lorcan are with this new blonde lady whose name I don't know, and they say that they think they deserve a title match after what happened last week when they along with Pete Dunne, defeated the Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era then cut a little promo where they say that it was a fluke, and they basically each member is just being very dickish, and but they're doing it well and it's effective. They're exactly what they should be. They're cocky. They don't think anybody's up to their level. That's exactly what you want. And then we get Velveteen Dream and Ricochet versus Lars Sullivan in a handicap match. Sullivan dominates early, but then Dream and Ricochet decide to cooperate, and they finally start getting a little bit of success with tandem moves. Sullivan at one point throws Velveteen Dream a very long way from the kind of back suplex / atomic drop position, and just basically kind of picks him up and then just tosses him. It looked pretty cool. Sullivan hits a top rope headbutt onto Dream's back. Ricochet has to break the count. Ricochet hits a Tiger Fang kick, which is basically a top rope 619, followed by a crossbody by Velveteen Dream, followed by a shooting star press by Ricochet, and he gets a near fall on Sullivan that way. that should be noted. It's a standing shooting star press. It's not from any kind of ropes. And then Velveteen Dream's going for a rolling senton, like front senton, or senton, swanton bomb, whatever. And Ricochet kind of bumps into the ropes, and it looks a little dangerous. He still hits it, but it looks a little bit dangerous. Ricochet hits a 450, but then Dream hits Ricochet with a Death Valley driver because he seems to believe that Ricochet meant to bump into the ropes, causing him to fall and almost miss the move. So Ricochet's kind of laid out there, and Sullivan grabs him, puts the freak accident on him, and gets the pin on Ricochet. So this just furthers the Velveteen versus Ricochet feud. They're going to say Ricochet did it accidentally. Velveteen Dream's going to claim he did it on purpose. It's fine. Kathy Kelly interviews Dakota Kai about a championship match that she has against Shayna Baszler next week. Kai basically calls Baszler the biggest bully she's ever met. Baszler comes out, she taunts Kai, who goes really quiet, but then she musters a "we'll see about that," which is the most she's said to Baszler since the initial kind of confrontation they've had. So you wonder, has she built a little confidence? Or was it just a throwaway? I think it was all right. Baszler is really getting pretty good at these things. When I first saw her, I was like, man, she really needs a lot of work, but I guess she's been practicing because she's coming off pretty natural in these confrontations. My eye just shut itself. That's how tired I am. Okay. And then we finished the night off with Gargano and LeRae in the ring. Gargano says that it's time for him to start looking at his future. He has to ask himself, is it worth it? Then he rips his neck brace off and he says it is, which doesn't seem to be what LeRae was thinking. He calls out Ciampa. LeRae runs to the back right away. Ciampa comes out, threatens to end what they've got going. They're about to face off, but the refs intervene. They get in the way. Candice pleads for Johnny to leave. They're on the ramp. Ciampa goads him. Gargano runs towards the ring. Ciampa knocks him off the ring, and he bumps him into LeRae, who basically gets knocked out by this collision. And we end the show with LeRae on the ground being looked at by security/medical staff. I always hate when they do if a woman gets hit, she's practically dead versus regular bumps. But it was fine. It was effective. This whole episode was kind of good, but not great. There were some, I thought, missed opportunities. I don't know. Maybe I think the handicap match should have probably been the last segment of the show. But even then, that wasn't as good as I thought it would be. We didn't get to see that crazy Ricochet move that you always expect to see or something like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and say this was a 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty solid, but nothing particularly special. All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye.